This is the Simpson Desert. 176,000 plus square kilometres of red sand. This is Australia's fourth biggest desert and the biggest sand dune based desert in the world. Our adventure runs from west to east. We're travelling from Alice Springs to Birdsville. We've got 7 motorcycles and 2 amazing off-road trucks. 1,100 sand dunes stand between us and Birdsville. The bike riders are ready, the truck drivers are eager to get in and amongst it. I'm Simon Christie and this is Life Off-Road. We've taken the Iveco Daily 4x4 all over Australia. And now it's time for its most demanding challenge yet, the Simpson Desert. We're at the start of our adventure at Mount Urumina Station, preparing the vehicles for our long journey ahead. Leading the trip is motorcycle racing icon and tour group operator Daryl Beattie. After a celebrated career on the MotoGP circuit, Daryl Beattie changed gear. Swapping the racetrack for the outback, Daryl now leads groups of adventurers across some of Australia's most remote and iconic places. One of his most popular treks is the Simpson Desert, a place with which Daryl shares a unique connection.
We're in our 4th season of motorcycle tours, and really the Simpson tours came about for me because I was born in Charleville and my father spent 25 years between Charleville and Birdsville and working in those areas. So I grew up with stories about those areas, and that's what drew me here compared to my other tours that I do in Cape York and the Canning Stock route. So people that don't know me from my racing history and why I do this and why I race motorcycles in the past, website details a bit of that. But in 1994 I lost 5 toes on my left foot, so we have a level indicator of what level you should be at for the Simpson Desert or the Canning Stock route or Cape York, and they're at a 5 because I've only got 5 toes. So Simpson Desert and Canning Stock route are around that level 4. And basically that's guys that have ridden dirt bikes most of their life, may have stepped away for 4 or 5 years, but have that fitness level. In our 4th season now, we've found everyone to be pretty honest about their ability. It's not like fishing where they say they caught one that big and it was that big, but it's been really good. Daryl Beattie Adventures is purely about people coming out and riding motorcycles. We run a Honda CRF 450. And that bike, weight-wise and power-wise, is great for the deep sand like the Simpson Desert. It's a catered trip for people that are limited, short on time, they want to fly in, they want 5 days of fun in some of the best places in Australia, and we can offer that with the backup vehicle, hot showers at night, all your food, you can ride, you fly out on a regional flight and you're back at work. When it's 5 days, it's easy. When it becomes 12 days, like the Canning Stock route, it's a long time with people you don't know. But we've been extremely lucky with our customer base. We've got fantastic people. And I think what it is, we can have a cane farmer. On this trip, we've got a surgeon. You can have a builder, you can have a property developer. Such a diverse range of careers and people. But motorcycling for us and four-wheel driving, we're all like-minded and it brings us together, and yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And that's what I love about it. It's to get to know people, and we'll be lifelong friends.
Well, this is it. The adventure is about to take off. We've had a stunning morning here at Mount Urumina Station, a big breakfast, the Honda bikes are ready to roll, the Iveco trucks are all packed up. Let's commence our journey.
When you're out in areas like this and you're doing it supported, you can't carry all your water and food and gear on bikes if you want to do it the way we do it and have the campfires and that relaxing night and camaraderie with everyone. That's why you've got to have a Eurocargo like we do to make this possible. The backup truck, the Iveco Eurocargo, to me, along with the motorcycles, they're the two most important things in our fleet. Reliability is key, especially when you're playing in the Simpson Desert or anywhere else that's remote in Australia. So when Scooter, my friend, or Scott McLean came along, he's a diesel fitter by trade. He's great on gear, he's very mechanically minded and easy when he drives the truck. So to me that was important. We call it the mothership. If it stops, the show stops.
And here we are, day one, lunchtime, bit of a late lunch at the old Endaro station. It's currently looked after by a caretaker just for the heritage reasons. Today in total is about 400 kilometres. We've done just over 300 or so, pretty much trouble-free. Our two little mechanicals, we had a flat tyre early on, but luckily we were near the support of the big Iveco to get some tools and a spare tube. And then one of the guys ran out of some fuel earlier, so we siphoned a bit of fuel between the bikes. And then when we got back to the big truck, we topped it up with a bit more fuel. So here we are, we've got about 100 kilometres to go. Yeah, looking forward to it. So the mighty Eurocargo, a 15-tonne truck, has been specifically configured for Daryl Beattie adventures, not just Simpson Desert, but Canning Stockbrook and Cape York. So it's a 15-tonne truck, but as you can see, it's got big tyres, it's got central tyre inflation kit, but it supports 11 people. 11 people in camping, 11 people worth of food, 1,000 litres of drinking water, it's got 400 litres for showers at night. So it's a very self-contained piece of equipment. So it's got enough diesel for the vehicle, it's got unleaded fuel for the motorcycles, so it's a home away from home.
That's when it flew past your ear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into Daryl. So every scenario, you know, life in the outback and these kind of adventures, the Iveco has been decked out. Daryl and his team have configured it in such a way to meet mechanicals, food, water, every scenario. There's sat phones, there's first aid kits, there's EPIRBs, so locating beacons. There's also communication on UHF with the local area throughout the Simpson. So there's constant communication of what's going on. There's also a defibrillator kit. So quite an extensive range of survival tools. So it doesn't matter what happens out here, we're ready for it. For this trip, we were lucky enough to have a number of guests. We've got some journalists joining us. We've got two gentlemen who are actually travelling the world on motorcycles as well. They're doing a journey of about 1.5 years and 70,000 kilometres. To support the whole crew and the team that we've got, we have brought along the little Iveco Daily 4x4, either being a car licence or a truck licence. Very, very capable in this environment, so it's got enough off-road capability for sand, for rock and different terrain. So it'll be interesting how it goes tomorrow in the real sandy stuff. A couple of weeks ago we did a trip with Simon and Chris in the Life Off-Road team up in the Talangi State Forest and around Murrindindi. And we did some pretty rocky, gnarly kind of terrain, up and down, some pretty steep stuff. So this, very different. Sand. What's sand? Sand's about tyre pressures, sand's about torque, sand's about the ability of the vehicle to track in the same line, which is a big benefit of the Daily 4x4. The front and rear wheels track in the same line. So it'll be very interesting how it goes on the big sandy stuff. Utmost confidence the vehicle will do it quite easily actually tomorrow. It'll be interesting even to understand what kind of level of fuel consumption the vehicle will be doing. We don't foresee any issues of getting stuck. I think we'll just operate the vehicle in the mid-range gear and the centre diff lock, and that's all it will need. We're very, very thankful from Iveco Trucks Australia to have Daryl Beattie on board as our ambassador for our off-road range. He can't speak highly enough of the vehicle. He's had a flawless run, some very, very challenging terrain, not just Simpson Desert, but Canning Stockroot and Cape York. And the number of trips he does in a year, I think he averages around 40,000 Ks a year and doing pretty hard going. And he's had great exposure to the Daily 4x4 as well, so it ticks a lot of boxes for us. Fantastic operator, fantastic character, and fantastic ambassador for us. He understands the technical side of the vehicle, he understands how the vehicle should handle, how the vehicle should operate. It's been a very, very successful relationship, so we're very thankful to have Daryl Beattie on board. So we're lucky enough to have Simon Chrissy drive the Daily 4x4 again. He's had quite a few runs in the Daily 4x4, in rocky terrain and different environments. And I think this is the first in a sand environment for Simon. I caught up with him previously and all I saw was a big smile. And I guess he had driven the vehicle to a different aspect of what he has in the past. The off-road handling and the kind of the fast, sandy type terrain. And he was blown away of how well it performed. So we're very lucky to have Simon to advocate the capabilities of this vehicle. And as he said himself, he doesn't have to sell it hard. What it can do is proof in the pudding. It's a very, very capable vehicle.
Thanks for watching part 1 of our Simpson Desert adventure. Join us next time as we journey from Mount Dare to Dalhousie Springs and into the Simpson Desert over some of the country's most challenging terrain, right here on Life Off-Road.